from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason if they want.
Lexicographically speaking, etymology has never been entirely cut and dried, and as much as you would like, it is difficult to track down the origins of words, especially fan. I am not a fan. Now, there are two popular presumed understandings of where the word fan comes from, and the one that is more popularly presumed by every major dictionary in the world is fanatic.
What? Big what? Fan. Number one fan, that's me. How exactly are you a fan? In what way do you resemble a means of keeping oneself cool? No, it means fanatic, devoted to.
Let me take you over to my dictionary. Alright, so we're over at the dictionary now, and here we are. The definition. Let me take you over to my. Now let me take you to my dictionary. Now I'm taking you to my dictionary. This is my dictionary stand. Do not be alarmed. This is not a Bible. Now here we are at the fourth listing of the word fan in Merriam-Webster. As a devotee, says probably from Fanatic. There are very few books that I am a fanatic about, and you have to consider, do you just like Star Trek, or are you a fanatic about Star Trek? Do you just like The West Wing, or are you a fanatic about The West Wing? Until you find the answer to those questions, I wouldn't call yourself a fan. And I would be perfectly okay if someone were to say to me that they were not a fan of their favorite genre. I'm not a particular fan of any one writer in spy fiction, even though I fucking love the genre. The only person I'm probably a fanatic about is James Fenimore Cooper, who wrote the very first spy book ever written, which was called, conveniently enough, The Spy. But there's really no other author in this genre that I can call myself a fan of, because I'm not fanatical about them. Now, the reason I'm going with this definition instead of from the fancy, which were the people who followed boxes around in the 1800s, is because this definition of fan is found earlier than the fancy. So I'm gonna say that fan is short for fanatic or fanatical. And what are you fanatical about? The Earth First movement is fanatical about the Earth. I am not a fanatic about anyone in the spy genre. Tom Clancy, I love Tom Clancy, and I know what he did before he became an author. But I've never bothered really caring about who he voted in every presidential election, what his political motivations were beyond the books. I've seen a few speeches of his, but I don't have any formative memories about the man himself. I just love his work. So does that make me a fan of Clancy? I just really like his books. And it's okay. It's perfectly okay if I don't call myself a fan, because I'm not fanatical. And it's perfectly okay if someone just really likes Tolkien and isn't a fan, or just really likes Wheel of Time but isn't a fan. It's okay to say that sentence. People today use the word wrong. They seem to think that fan is a much looser confederation of an idea. It just means that you like something. But you're using the word wrong. This book is a non-linear. It's like an episodic adventure series of memories from the mind of Mark Leibovich, who is a journalist walking around DC for the past century almost, it seems like in this book. But it's not written for DC. It's written for everyone else to understand what the hell that town is about. And the town goes through many different iterations of what it is, who's in charge, the group, the circle, the gang, the swamp. They cycle through like dishes in a fucking dishwasher. But this book If there is any book that could come close to me being able to call myself a fan, it would be This Town by Mark Leibovich. But I'm still not a fan. I just like it.
Boss, what do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
Driver, be swift!
Could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. And when they try the chains, you can say no, free me.